Hello everybody, Risen the Deer back in my program. Still trying to get down saying the intro in a quick way. Resented is actually kind of hard to say whenever you're doing the intro. And anyways, that's not even what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the Ninja, the next class of my game that I'm going to be showing you guys the programming to. And I'm going to be doing the first two actives since it's new. He's like I'm just starting him. So anyways, his first ability is Shadow Shroud, and he becomes untargetable for 3 turns, and the upgrades give the shrouding a 2-turn increase, and the other one is it additionally heals 30% of his missing health over either 3 or 5 turns, depending on if you have this upgrade. So anyways, that's Shadow Shroud. It's basically a pretty simple ability, just makes him go untargetable. And then the other active is Shadow Strike, which deals either 100% attack damage or 200% piercing if the ninja is shrouded. And at first, this ability removes shrouds that the ninja has, so it's kind of like he goes into the shadows with this ability, and then he comes out to strike unexpectedly with this ability. The upgrades increase the shroud damage by 75%, so this goes up to 275, and the other upgrade makes it to where the spell no longer removes shrouds. So anyways, I do have to get a little closer to my monitor, but anyways, yes, let's start with Shadow Shroud. I'll put this over here, and I've already done the Shaman, so let's get out of that. Shaman is completely done now, and I think all the mages are done. Yeah, all the mages and all the warriors are done. Now I just have to do all the rest of the rogues and the rest of the archers. So yeah, so now we're in rogues. Ninja active. We're doing Shadow Shroud and Shadow Strike. So Shadow Shroud makes him go untargetable. So I am going to have 2 variables, a duration. No, I have to have 3 actually. Uint equals tree private. This is going to be the Shroud effect. It's going to be a parent status effect listener. Private var. This will be a heal effect for when he has the upgrade. And then we need override, update description. Whoop. This dot description equals the ninja becomes untargetable for plus this dot duration turns. Yes, very easy. We're going to override. Sorry, I've drank some like whole milk, so like the thickness has gotten my throat all grossed up. Anyways, when you upgrade the spell 1, this dot duration plus equals 2. And that's it. Yes, that's all I need to do. We're going to override the cast spell function, because here we're going to need to deal either... No, this is the shroud, so I'm dumb. This is just the shroud. Okay, so we're going to basically just make the ninja untargetable. So, parent status effect listener, remove this dot shroud effect. And then this dot shroud effect equals new parent status effect listener. And then we're going to have to import status effect. I think I call it shroud. Do I call it untargetable? There we go, untargetable. On the target, which is the owner, source is the target, applied target is the target, base target is the target, multiplier is going to be 0, duration is this dot duration, on source doesn't matter, rounds doesn't matter, I'll leave false. We're changing his targetable variable to false. So that's what the change is going to be. Then target stats listeners dot push this dot shroud effect. So there's that main part. Now I just need to do if this dot bot upgrade 2, then parent status effect listener dot remove this dot heal effect. This dot heal effect dot no equals new parent status effect listener. Then we're going to do status effect dot health regen. Yes. Target entity is going to be the target again. The source is the target. Apply target doesn't matter. So we're going to name it target because target and the source are the same. So it doesn't matter if I put target or source here. Multiplier is 0. Duration is this dot duration. On source doesn't matter. Rounds is true. And we're doing it by a change of, yes, a missing health. So var missing health. Uint equals. We're going to take the target's max health subtracted by their, come on, there we go, by their current health, and then that's gonna get like not a factor, but that's gonna get how much missing health they have. Yes, and then we're gonna multiply it by 0.3 to get 30% of this. And then I might as well divide it by 5 or divide it by the duration to just not have to worry about. Because what this is going to do, it heals the 30% over the duration. And since the duration changes, I have to divide it by whatever the duration is at the time of cast. So what this is going to do, if you have, say, 500 health, 500 max health, and you have 200 current health, so 500 minus 200, and then we'll multiply that by 0.3 and then divide that by 5. So it'll heal 18 per turn for a total of 90 health. So, you know, easy peasy. And then the change is missing health. And then this, oh no, not this, just the target, stats listeners dot push this dot heal effect. And I think that's everything. Let's try it. Active spell dot shadow shroud dot unlock entity player. Active spell, oh god, dot shadow shroud dot upgrade spell 1. And then we're going to upgrade spell 2. There we go. Now let's test it out. Oh, I didn't even cast the spell. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Gotta wait for it to do its thing. There we go. Okay. Active spell dot cast. Oh no, idiot. Idiot. Cast spell on the player. So this is gonna make him untargetable for 5 turns. It's also gonna give him a missing health regen for those 5 turns. It's gonna heal 0 because at the time of cast he's at full health, so he has 0 missing health, but we'll still be able to see it. So yeah, player change targetable, changing it to false, so now he's untargetable, and we cast the spell, so we got a current health or current mana cast, and bot upgrade 2, right? Upgrade spell 2. So why is it that oh no, just kidding, I'm dumb. I was like, where's the heal? Here's the heal right there. I'm an idiot. Okay. And so yeah, even though the player is missing health here, it's not healing him by a portion of the missing health because the missing health is calculated when the spell is cast and not every update. So yeah, that's why this is not changing, and it should last for 5 turns. Yes, it does. Okay, so there we go, and there is it reverting on turn 6. So yeah, that's good. It's working, and that was very easy because it was just dealing with a couple status effects. And if you don't mind, I am going to take a drink of the milk because I have a little left, and I want to make sure my throat doesn't go sore on me and make me have to lose quality of commentating. It's delicious. Whole milk is the only way to go. So anyways, next up is Shadow Strike. You know, I already read it. Deals damage, deals more damage if you're shrouded. So then I am going to have 2 variables. No, I might just need just one. Let me Let me just do one variable, and if I have to if I have to add more, I will. So var will be, I guess, shroud damage number equals 2, because that's how much piercing damage it deals off the cusp, and that number is gonna change. So, anyways, we're going to override update description. This dot description. Rather, I need to check if this dot bot upgrade 1, or rather bot upgrade 2, because I have to change the description based on whether or not the spell removes the shroud or not. Equals deals 100% attack damage, or plus this dot shroud damage. I have to round it first. Round. This dot shroud damage times 100. No. A couple more. Divided by 100. There we go. Because I want it to say 200% rather than just 2. So anyways, yes. Deals 200. Yeah. Plus, come on. Plus percent piercing damage if the ninja is shrouded. This removes shrouds. Else this dot description equals basically the same thing, only without the this removes shrouds bit. So just take that. Just take that off. Okay. I think that's right. For some reason, this doesn't seem right, because I don't know if I've done this before. Hold on, let me see what I've done in the past. Maybe I'm a dummy. No, I haven't done the duelist yet. I don't know why I went after him. Let's do the assassin. Mercy deals. Nope, that deals a flat amount. Quell the weak. Math round. Oh, okay, and I'm an idiot. I just have to multiply it by 100. You dang old dummy. There we go. That looks a lot better. Oh, I can do it here too. No. Yes. Smooth shots. There was a doggy barking. Anyway, so there's the description. Now we're going to override upgrade spell 1, because here we're going to increase the shroud damage. Shroud damage plus equals 0. No. Yeah, 0.75. And I don't need to do upgrade spell 2. So override cast spell. We're going to have a damage dealt variable. Var damage dealt. A int equals... No. I have to make it equal to 0 first, because I can't really mess with damage dealt until... Ooh, wait, how can I do this? Is this the initial damage multiplier? Base cost. Where's the initial damage multiplier? Cooldown. Here it is. 0. It's not going to deal any damage off the cusp. I have to call super cast spell because I needed to spend the mana properly, but I can't have it do damage since the damage is varied depending on whether or not the ninja is shrouded. So instead, I'm going to just call the cast spell at the beginning, and it's going to return 0 because it's not going to do damage. All the super cast spell is going to do is just go through the process of spending mana and setting the spell on cooldown. And I'll actually set the damage dealt right here. So if this dot owner, or rather, I need to iterate through his listeners array. This dot owner stats listeners dot length plus. So var current listener, and since there's more than one kind of listener, I have to make it an any variable. Equals this dot owner dot stats listeners at index I. So if current listener is a parent status effect listener, and now if current listener dot, so what is it? Just dot status effect? Yeah, dot status effect. Oops, I just ran the program. Oh crap, hold on. There we go. Okay, so we're good. Just, I didn't mean to do that, okay? Dot, yeah, no, I don't need to go into that. I can just do, dot status effect is equal to status, no, I need to import status effect. All these steps. You know what? Maybe I should make a function in parent status effect listener, or just the status effect class, that checks if an entity has a certain status effect on them. Maybe I should do that. I'm probably gonna do that actually, because I know I've had to do this a lot of the times in the past, where it's like under certain conditions, like if like an entity is bleeding, you deal more damage, or if an entity is stunned, you know, stuff like that. And so I've had to do this a lot of the times in the past. So I might just make another function here, like public static function has status effect. And so we're going to do a target entity, and then a status effect. We're going to return a Boolean, true or false, whether or not he has the status effect. So we're going to basically do the same thing here, only in here. So yeah, var I un equals to 0, I is less than target stats listeners dot length I plus plus. Yeah, no. Var current listener any equals target stats listeners at index I if current listener is parent status effect listener, if current listener dot status effect is equal to the status effect that we supply, return true. And then if it iterates through all the listeners and it's never able to get to here, then it'll be right here, which is going to return false. So here we're now going to, if parent status effect listener dot has status effect, target's going to be the owner, not, whoa, I don't know what that is, owner status effect dot untargetable. There we go. So now I don't have to worry about having to do this every single time I need to check if they have a status effect put on them. And if he is untargetable, we're going to have to deal plus equals a new stat change event. Changing stat, current health, we're going to do piercing damage. Pierce. Target entity is going to be the target. The source is the owner. You know this is dated. My descriptions are dated when it says this. Attack, a spell, or a buff. Those are my three main change types. And now I have pierce, I have divine, I have kill. It's all sorts of crazy. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Okay. Change is going to be a random. There's going to be 200% piercing damage. Shit, do I have to? Oh god. Yeah. Yeah, I have to get random weapon damage. So yeah, I'm going to have to do that. So var ran damage. It's going to be an int is equal to this dot owner stats. I can go into their weapon that they have, or rather, no, I'm dumb. Math. I have to import math functions. Import math functions because I have to go into math functions and do unseeded random number between the minimum damage and this dot owner stats weapon maximum damage, because I need a random amount of damage between the the weapon damage of the owner. And then I get that random damage. Rand damage multiplied by 2. No, I'm sorry. This dot shroud damage. There we go. Rounds is true, and I think no. Actually, I have to negate it because I'm dealing damage. I think that's it, actually. Else damage dealt plus equals new stat change event. Current health. Just a normal old attack. Target. This dot owner. Again, rand damage times. Oh no, it's just rand. No. Yeah, no, it is. It is just a 1-to-1 ratio. And that's it, right? Yeah. And so when you cast the spell, no matter what, even if it does this one, it's still gonna check to remove the shroud. So I do have to do another 4. Var I uint equals 0, I is less than this dot owner stats listeners dot length I plus plus. Now var current listener any equals this owner stats listeners at index I. If current listener is parent status effect listener, if current listener dot status effect is equal to status effect dot untargetable current listener dot no parent status effect listener dot remove listener. Listener is going to be current listener, so it's going to remove any status effect that the owner has that is an untargetable status effect. But first, I also need to check if this dot bot upgrade 2. I need to check if they haven't bought upgrade 2 yet, because if they have, then it will not do this. Because it will only do this if they haven't bought the upgrade that no longer removes shrouds. So yeah, I think that's it. Let's give it a old college try. Active spell dot shadow strike unlock. No, not this. Entity player. Active spell shadow strike upgrade spell 1, and then I need to upgrade spell 2. And now I'm going to call the cast spell onto the entity ally 1. It's not going to do a lot of damage because it's only going to deal 100% attack damage, because at the time of cast the player is not shrouded. It didn't crash, so that's good. Also didn't throw any errors, which is also pretty good. So here we go. Here's the cast of the spell itself, and then here's the damage. It dealt 29 damage, which goes in line with the player's weapon damage. Now, if I provide the player with a untargetable status effect, a new parent status effect listener, status effect dot untargetable, target entity is going to be the player, source is going to be the player, apply target. You know what? Fuck this. No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something even cooler. I'm going to go into Ninja Shadow Shroud. I'm going to cast Shadow Shroud onto the player, because Shadow Shroud is already made and it already works. So I can do that. So yeah. So this is going to cast Shadow Shroud onto the player, which will make him untargetable, and then it's going to cast Shadow Strike, which is going to deal extra damage. Oh shit, I cast Shadow Strike onto the player. Oops, I screwed it up. Oh god, change it. Okay, now I can play it again. Let's do it. So this is going to deal bonus damage. We will find out if it worked. So yeah, here's the player casting Shadow Shroud, making themselves untargetable, and this is the player casting Shadow Strike. And as you can see, the player dealt player says he deals 28 to 30 damage, and Shadow Strike dealt 82.5, which goes in line with the extra damage that it deals, and it dealt piercing damage on top of all of that. So it dealt a good amount of damage, like a lot of damage, and it did not remove the Shroud because the player upgraded the spell. That one right there. Down right there. So then we'll see a little later that the targetable variable, yep, it reverted. And if we do it prematurely, where Shadow Strike is not upgraded, then it will remove the Shroud, and the player will become targetable at the time of casting Shadow Strike. Let's see. Did it revert? Hold on. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, it didn't revert. Oh my god, it's horrible. So here's the thing. I think it removed the listener. Remove listener. Equals listener. Shadow Strike. Remove listener. Let me just see this real quick. It might have something to do with the reverts on override, or does untargetable revert on override? Hold on, let me see this real quick. Oh god, gotta go into my status effect class. Go up here, go up here. All right, bring me to status effect. Thank you. So untargetable is in here somewhere. There it is. I found it. Everything is true but the last Boolean. Reverts is true. Reverts on override is false, which makes sense because if you excuse me, don't know what the hell happened there, but this makes sense because if you're already shrouded and another shroud is put onto you, it's not going to, or yeah, and if the same shroud is put on you again, it's not going to override the old shroud that gets removed, because the new shroud just does the same thing. It's going to shroud you, so you don't need to revert the old one. The only time you ever want to revert something is if it's like a stat change that you don't want to be permanent, like an accuracy debuff. If you have a blind for say 20% accuracy, you apply it and then they get 20% reduced accuracy. And let's say you apply that same blind and it removes the old accuracy debuff on to replace the one that you just applied. It has to revert the other one, because otherwise the blind that's being reverted or being removed will never revert, and you can just stack the debuff on them forever and they will just get more and more less accurate. So I don't think it has to do with the fact that reverts on override is false. But let's just check it real quick. Is this the only time I call revert? It is. You know why? You know why? Let me see. It's because this is assuming that remove listener is being called whenever a new status effect is being applied to it. And I'm calling it because I want it to get taken off and I want it to be reverted. So I guess I might as well can call revert before I call remove listener. I guess I can do that. Because like the one fringe case where it's one of those status effects that I need to be reverted before it gets removed. Do I need the target? Can I just pull the target from the listener itself? Target. Do I even use the target? I do. I do it here. Yeah, if listener equals null return. I'll just do that here. So there's that, and then I can take away the... Oh shit. I'm actually kind of... You know what? Let's just keep... Because there's too many things that call the revert that I don't really want to fuck with it at this point. So we're going to revert current listener from Or I guess I can just, you know, current listener dot target, or yeah, no, target entity. There. How's that? How's that? Is that gonna work for you? Let's find out. Please don't crash. Oh, thank you. It didn't crash, guys. Oh, it's so good. So let's see. And there you go. It reverted. There we are. There's the revert. Change before. Interesting. It's saying change before is true. Oh, it's because it's not dealing with yeah, there we go. Stat before change false. There we go. That's what I was confused about. So yeah, it reverts properly, and it's doing everything else properly. So there. Oh, we're done actually. That didn't take too long. It took a little bit of time because I was having to fuck with the reverting. But yeah, other than that, it's working just fine. It's dealing the bonus damage, and it's doing the reversion properly if you bought the upgrade, and it doesn't do the reversion if you haven't bought the upgrade. So it's working just fine. And so those are those two spells down, and now the next ones are Ninja Instinct and Final Strike. You might notice that I did change Final Strike from the last video because I didn't want a spell that was one exception, because this one was like you can only cast it if you're below 20% health. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make it a little different, maybe a little more like intuitive with like the way that I have my game structured. So anyways, Ninja Instinct, it deals 150% attack damage, and this can target enemies that are untargetable. So if an enemy goes untargetable, you can still target that enemy with this spell. And this is going to have to be one of those exception spells where this is the only spell of its kind that's able to target enemies that are untargetable. So I'm going to have to make an exception in my game for if the spell that you're using to target enemies is Ninja Instinct, then it's okay to target enemies that are untargetable. But that's the only case. Any other case, and it's not allowed. Anyways, the upgrades are, if the target was untargetable, the Ninja shrouds for 3 turns. I'm going to lowercase that, actually, because it's not like the Ninja is its title. It's just Ninja. Ninja is his title. It's not the Ninja. Hey, no! You're lowercase. There we go. Okay, that's good. Looks a lot better. Anyways, so that's the first one. First upgrade. Second one is additionally removes untargetable buffs on the target. So if you target enemies that are untargetable, you can remove their untargetableness, and you can give yourself untargetableness. It's pretty cool. And then Final Strike deals 125% attack damage or 225% attack damage if the ninja is below 20% health. It's basically, if you're low health, it deals a lot more damage. A lot more than Shadow Strike, even though Shadow Strike probably deals more damage effectively since it does piercing damage instead of attack damage like this one. I don't know if I should change this to piercing damage. I'm going to leave it with attack damage for now and change it later if I have to. But for now, it's just going to deal just a bonus attack damage, and then you get plus 75% conditional damage, which is this one right here. I didn't know how else to word it. Since they both deal attack damage, I can't say plus 75% attack damage because you don't know which one it will apply to. Since this is the only damage that needs a condition in order for it to activate, that's why I called it conditional damage. And then the other upgrade is plus 15% health threshold, so this goes up to 35% health. So yeah, I look forward to making these because this will be kind of cool. I like working with these right here. I think this is actually the case where I don't need to even call the override on upgrade spell 1 and 2, because this one's just going to check if he has upgrade 1, and this one's going to check if he has upgrade 2 in the cast spell function. And then this one's going to be kind of good, but you know, it's not going to be too bad. This is the one that I look forward to making. But anyways, yeah, after that, the ninja's going to be halfway done. And then from there, it's just 3 more classes, and we are wrapping this thing up. And after that, I'm going to go off the radar on programming for a little bit and only give you small periodic updates, because I feel like recording myself while I program is putting a bottleneck on me where I only program when I record. And since I record less than I program, I'm shortening myself on the amount of work that I want to put into this. So anyways, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, then please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, subscribing, all that garbage, and I will see you guys next time.